That might be okay. It almost is. Oh. It's pretty loud on my side. Elena? What's that name? Ashi... Fetchy? Fetch? Hi. The arm face. Oh, it's... yeah, Turbine is the fucking Talbane. The Elena. That right there. EX Mallet Smash is not... It's okay. But if it hits a mid-air opponent, you get lots and lots of damage out of it. It's kind of unfortunate that whiffed the way it did. You get a nice little juggle. And a lot of dizzy. That was cute. EX Fukiage you don't see very often. It keeps on whiffing. I can't seem to catch Makoto's jump. Whoa. Forward dash on landing. This is super close. Oh, look at that. Makoto did probably multiple parries, anticipating an uppercut, but it was actually cancel into Link's tail. Link's tail is much slower. Can't believe he just did that Rhino Horn. It was probably to catch a jump. Rhino Horn has a really good hitbox against jumps. It'll catch most of them. Not only that, but it, you might have been able to do another DP there. The timing will be very, very weird. Like, even if you know when the Rhino Horn's coming, the distance you are away and the height you're at in your jump are both going to affect when the parry would be. So it's very, even if you fight a lot of Elena, it's a very unusual parry timing. Or rather, it's not unusual, it's just that you don't know when it's going to happen. Ooh, got her. Or did she? Elena definitely couldn't have punished that for the win. Background house was good there. That would have beaten dash and grab, and also dash and low. Which were the two very obvious things that were about to happen. That was some pretty good anti-Makoto Elena play. Neko Gami. Playing the ranged game against Necro, huh? Elena's a better poking character than Necro is. It sounds strange to say. Necro's good at other things. Necro's kind of good because of his dizzy output and because of his capacity to rush down, oddly enough. Elena's buttons are kind of more useful. Oh no! He's gone for 2. He got all 3 hits? That, like... I feel like that doesn't normally happen like that. What a choke! Why don't you just go for a normal ass combo? Just back medium kick into another spin scythe. Spin Sonic fucking hook. Whatever that move is. That was a fat choke. He had the win. That double super was pretty nice. That usually I don't know if I've ever seen that get 3 hits on the second one. That's all of them. I think it's only a 3-hit super. Ooh, curious. Hard hook? No, he just did medium. I'm guessing it's something about Elena's hitbox, because Elena's got kind of a weird falling hitbox. She falls very sideways, which means she falls in a kind of weird way. Ooh. Elena's DP sucks. She falls in a kind of weird way that makes her wider than she probably should be, and also less tall than she should be when midair. Why was that a throw? Why wasn't it just back medium kick? What's going on? Just use back medium kick. Just use fucking Necro's normal ass punish tool. Back medium kick, light spinning hook. Or medium, also good. That was fat chokes from the Necro. He had some nice plays too. There was nothing wrong with the parry on the mallet smash. You guys seen EX uppercut from Elena? That's invincible. But it's it's one of those moves where it often only gets 1 hit, and only like some of the hits knock over. So the opponent can get hit and then stall fall out. It also doesn't have that much range. It's a little subtle, the way Elena is shitty. Her main problem is lack of combo routes. Her she has nice EX stuff in the corner, but it's kind of hard to do. Mid screen she has very little, and especially like no confirms. Like if she gets a whoa, that was bad. Okay, you could have killed off of the Dizzy. There's no way to like none of her tools are confirming at all. Like she has absolutely no confirms. It's actually a pretty good. All right, thanks for subbing. There you go. It's actually a pretty cool design. But it's weird. I like the idea of a character with good mix-up options and terrible confirms. It's like a grappler. She's like a grappler, except instead of having a command grab, she's got nice overheads and also a car grab. She is sincerely like a grappler, but like a zoning character. Elena is a better Vega than Street Fighter V Vega is. Vega's archetype should have been. He's like what should have been. He should have a car grab. Street Fighter V Vega should have no command grab and have a car grab. That's not a bad punish. Cold blue kick does pretty good damage. You take what you can get. Get healing. The worst thing you can do is overextend. Trying to having something really big get blocked, having a DP get blocked because Elena canceled healing. I may be like Elena for this one still. What the fuck was that? That was a terrible punish too. Elena's in charge of punishing. I think Elena has the life lead. There it goes. Oh, wait, what's going on? I would actually really like a Vega in Street Fighter V had a command grab. Vega's forms are too similar, I feel. I don't need to be like Zeku, but I just wish like he had a few more command command normals in Claw. That would be nice. Just a few more. Just like 3 more. That'd go a long way. I'm okay if none of them have combos. If it was like Fong down towards Fierce, or something like that. Or maybe like a command normal that was an anti-air. Damn, that'd be nice. Like something where he just kind of pokes his hand straight upward. Or maybe not straight upward, but like upward at an angle. I'm picturing Dalsim back Fierce, but less extreme. Yeah? You get it? I don't think that was a combo, but it worked, so. Alex couldn't really do anything. You can't even really super there, because you can't do super motions during the freeze. So even though Alex has an invincible super, he can't use it in that context. I think that was on the change list, because I remember reading that. I have the change list right here. I like labbed that. I already found it. From what I can tell, it's literally trash. I couldn't find a single thing it did that was good. I don't even remember if Hogasho dispels fireballs. I feel like it doesn't, but it might. If it dispels fireballs, you could dispel a fireball with it and then cancel that to a jump. But that's still like, you know, that's 100% surprise value. That's not anything good. It's just surprising. Your reskill cancels are cute, but the only one I actually think is pretty good. Well, there too. Charge straight fireball into V-skill is, or VT1 straight fireball into V-skill is kind of nice. And upward charged fireball and upward charged VT1 fireball into V-skill are both actually genuinely very useful. Well, I should say upward one is. Upward one in V-trigger is actually not that good because you've got better stuff. You can do back fierce into charged upward fireball into hard top 2 into DP, and that's almost always better than V-skill. Oof. The toes. She got like 2 useful things out of all the V-skill cancels. The other stuff is mostly memes. There's probably like a little bit of utility that I'm not super aware of, but most of it's not very interesting. Back fierce into V-skill into 3 punches actually builds, as a crush counter, builds like 80% of a V-bar, which is pretty fucking nice, I can't lie. Chun-Li has that same thing now. Chun-Li crush counter back fierce into V-skill into stomp 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 EX legs actually builds a full V-bar. Oh, it missed. It's maybe good that it missed. I mean, it would have knocked down. I think I remember them too. It goes like marginally further for its first frame, and I think it might have lost crush counter properties on its 3rd frame and beyond. Those are the changes that I remember. Yang is annoying for Remy. Yang is really hard to pin down and he has high dizzy output. He's honestly probably one of Remy's worst. There's like a couple matchups where Yang is questionably better than Yan. I shouldn't really say better, maybe equal to. Yan is almost always better, but they're actually they're good at really different things. It's just that Yan has much better like tools in general, but Yan doesn't really invalidate Yang at all. Hogasho, I thought that it was... They said they nerfed its forward range, but that's actually not a big factor at all since it's only useful getting people to block it point blank. And also, I could just be misremembering because it wasn't listed as a change, but I feel like it didn't move forward as much as it does now. It seems like Hogasho just takes a big fat step forward now that I don't remember. I've been having an easier time getting it point blank. I think it did move forward. I've been using Hogasho a lot more, and I remember thinking it was alright but not great. But I've been using it lately and it's been doing like kind of a lot of work, and it's just like, was this always like this? Sometimes some quality of life stuff can change the way you play quite a lot. I remember when V-reversals in Street Fighter V are quite good. Like, very good. I remember when they were doing that HD remix, Street Fighter 2. That was odd. That was a hard knockdown because of that. Nice. Got him. Kemi got non-Tiger Knee motion to do her flip. And there was someone else. Oh, Fei Long got a non-Tiger Knee motion to do his chicken wing. And I think Sagat as well. Tiger Knee in Street Fighter 2 is like a Tiger Knee motion, I think. And they made it into like a DP motion. I think that was true. But literally, like, no one... Sagat has Tiger Knee in Street Fighter 2 and no one used it. But in HD Remix, when they were doing the rebalancing, they didn't change Tiger Knee, they only changed the motion, and everyone was asking about like whether they changed the hitbox and shit like that. Or like Fei Long, they were like, what did you do to the hitbox of this move? It's like, we didn't do anything. But people being able to do the move easier let them use it in more scenarios, which made them realize that it was actually like a much better move than they were giving it credit for. Hogasho, for me, is probably like that right now. Now that I'm actually pulling it out in more scenarios, it feels like it's doing more.
あれですね、勝ったらじゃあ行きますか、これ。
いやまずお土産チェックから。
あ、恒例の。
そうそうそう。
恒例、いやだってお土産か、お土産。
だってこの間チョコボールだったんだよ。
チョコボール。
Very well placed mirror. The mirror moves forward very, very slowly. It like it positions itself, then it moves forward a little bit, and then it nearly stops. You want it to nearly stop right in front of their face, so that halfway through the mirror it starts hitting them. Maybe. It depends on the character. Depends on your setup and your opponent. Having a mirror that just hits all the hits like that is not terrible. That's not a bad mirror, it's not a great mirror. Hugo can attack through that mirror. If it's really close, then their hitbox will expand into it if they hit almost any button. Like, I can usually stay medium kick through a mirror, but I can't stay medium kick through a mirror that's right next to me. That was cool. If he just parried, that was actually really smart. Crouch Fierce, I don't even know if it would have beaten a jump in, so Hugo could have maybe just beaten that by jumping in and doing like jump roundhouse or something. But he timed his parries, his 2 air parries, like he was parrying 2 hits of Urian Crouch Fierce. Ooh. But then it was Urian 1 hit of Crouch Fierce into Fireball, and Hugo was probably in parry lock. Hugo was probably in parry lock. And then he actually got a weird juggle that I've never seen before. This is kind of a bad position. He made it work. He used up some of the juggle potential to use the mirror as a... He could have like continued that juggle, but instead he went for mirror Zoki. He deliberately killed his own juggle state just to have reset. That was nice. There's a tricky charge there. If you get some nice charging, you can do a charge petition tackle, and it's an easier charge petition than almost any other charge petition in the game. Nice delay. That hurts a lot. Uh-oh. Walk in before the throw, that was pretty brave, I respect. Yeah, except it is not invincible in this game. It's just a faster regular headbutt that also launches, but it still whiffs on crouching opponents. It has all the same properties as regular headbutt in this game. A little bit stronger, whiffs pretty fast, only hits standing opponents. Oh, that was fast.
さあ続きまして懐かしのジマネクロ。
これはでもジマさんのネクロって俺正直初めて見たかもしれない。
マジで？
ジマ。
死ぬほど見たことあるわ。
本当に？
俺はね死ぬほど見たことある。
That's a combo on crouching opponents, but it's safe. Didn't combo on Ryu, he was standing. That looks like a grab, but it's just a low. You can just block it low. That dizzy. That's a mix-up. That was like a 50-50. Terrible punish. But low short into, let's say, electricity. Or low short into... Huh? I've never seen that fall out. It's because it was light hammer, spin hook. Ha. Kind of a weird wake-up option. Normally you do medium hook if you want to combo super. I think it doesn't matter that much for super 1, but that was super 2. There you go. The medium leaves him grounded and light knocks him over. You want light if you're not going into super, and medium if you are going into super, generally. Uh-oh. He got a knockdown because Necro was hit midair, so we had a little bit of time to build some meter. That was interesting. Cinch, back short, stand strong. That's a wake-up option. Anyway, meaty throw versus meaty low short is, you know, a mix-up. And either option leads to a decent stun with Necro because Necro's dizzy output is actually through the roof. Light spin hook is safe, but you can red parry the second hit, and it's not super hard. This will dizzy. He has a big juggle. He didn't go for it. What a terrible punish! Back hard kick into super jump. I'm guessing that was a failed super. He just got the super. Yeah, it was a failed super. Taunt back hard kick link super. Back hard kick has a lot of plus frames. It's like plus 11 or something. It's like plus quite a lot in this game. That's really rare. He could have also done that back hard kick into EX spin knuckle thing. I don't know the name of Necro's fucking spinning move.
タミさんだからとかそういうわけじゃないでしょ。
そうです。
I think officially this matchup has often been listed as a 6-4 in Chun-Li's favor, which is kind of surprising because you think it'd be worse.
そうですね。
It might be worse at the very highest level.
そうビリビリを当てるしかねえんだ。
そう、すっげえ下手。
It's probably not a good 6-4 anyway. It's probably like a 6.5.
ワンチャン出てくるんだ。
そうピオラすことによってワンチャン。
そう。
ピオラしてワンチャンだ。
ピオラしてワンチャン。
That's a lot of dizzy.
それでワンチャンで
Nice little shimmy there. Tiny shimmy.
リバ
Maybe
ーサー暴
shimmies.
力確定だったけど。
Ooh, reversal. That move. So when Necro does that overhead, it's actually a run on its first frame, which means that it can give the opponent false hit confirms, and also that it dodges lows from its first frame. So Chun-Li's low forward would miss. He's unthrowable from the very nanosecond he does it. It's safe.
どうしてるこの人。
これチャレン
He
ジ
had to
す
start
ればいい
repairing.
のにの
It'd
シ
be
ー
hard
ン
as
だよ
hell.
チャレンジ
チ
のシ
ャレンジ
ーンじゃん。
すればいいのにのシーンだよこれ。チャレンジ。
チャレン
Tornado hook. Yeah.
コウシュンさんがね、エボ行ってね。
I keep on calling it all these names that aren't its name.
いや、なんか
This matchup's fine.
なんか種目
Probably very slightly in Chun-Li's
あ
favor,
そうなんだ。あエボ
but not too bad. 5.5, 4.5. Maybe 6-4.
ちょっと盛り下がっちゃうんじゃないの？
Probably 6-4.
欧州さんいけ
It's
んの
close.
気
It's
圧
like
で
somewhere in that
死にそう
territory.
なんかね、
なんか気圧の変化で死んじゃいそうだから。
Nice, nice matchup.
なんか耳がキーンってなって。
It's miserable though, don't get me wrong. Chun-Li's not fun to fight, even if you're like okay against her.
じゃあコウシュンさんちょっと飛行機に乗ったら死んじゃいそうだから。
Oh, Chun-Li's tiny.
みんな
That's something that affects this match. It's more like a quality of life thing
頑張って
than a
ウォーミングアップして
um,
止めてあげるっていう。
tier thing.
やれるんだ。
ね
If you do back medium kick, you only have a single hit to confirm your super
あー確かに。
because Chun-Li, the first hit of back medium kick was on Chun-Li.
弱すぎるじゃん。
So the confirm is tighter and the combo does a smidge less
なん
damage.
か
However, I think universal overhead into super combos naturally on Chun-Li,
徒歩で
which is a combo that Ken normally doesn't have, or rather it has to be spaced. Or meaty. But in this matchup, I think it just works.
車でダメだね。
So they can super through those.
歩いていこう。多分ね、まあ日本からこの辺からだと
どうやって
九十九里の浜あたりから海の上を歩っていけば。
Chun-Li can still super through those. Watch those fireballs. Ground fireballs aren't that good in this game.
そう、まっすぐ歩っていけばちゃんとね。
He's playing with fire. That one wasn't too bad. It was EX and he was kind of close.
途中まで多分海の上を歩いてると多分
Anyway, universal overhead is not that great into super because
砂浜から海の境目あたりです
if they stand into it and get hit, it's hard to react to. And also, it's unsafe on block. She's gonna get midair. That's you can't quicksand that, so it's not too bad. Wow.
そう
So these reversal options are both there, but they're not great. Oh no! She could die. This is horrible position. Okay, Ken just was terrified.
と言ってる間に麻婆
That was absolutely like that could have turned around so fast.
マーボーさんも久しぶりじゃん。
Getting put into the corner by Ken. With meter.
アルミニアの提供入れるの忘れちゃったよ。まずい。
さあ続きまして
This is usually considered to be 12's worst matchup and one of the worst matchups in the game.
はい。メスターさん
So
の提供
enjoy.
今日はなんか花見勢がみんなサブキャラを使って
Mester playing 12?
天蔵さんと
I've played Mester. He called me Suyoi Aura.
メスターカッコ12ってちょっといい
カッコ
いいな
He didn't say that. He said very strong.
いや
Suyoi means strong.
なんかあったん
He
でしょ
used English
花見の飲み会の
to compliment me.
12最強説がなかった
12談義が
I used Japanese to challenge him, except I forgot the word.
これは
I wanted to say tatakai, which means like to fight, tatakao.
確かにガチで高め
But what I actually said was atatakai, which means warm.
メスターさん勝ってますね
So I went up to him and I said warm.
スカシ
But he got it, he understood.
ナイスガード
でもこれは若干メスターさんを応援してる自分がいるんですけどあー
This could easily go the other way.
あー砲力出せず
Very
あ
easily.
りがとう
She maybe could have supered after any of these dives. It looks like she's trying to. He's really trying to time out 20 seconds against Chun-Li.
さあ
当たんね
This guy's braver than me. Oh, there it is.
ーおーほ
I've been looking for like some kind of anti-air axe or needle.
捕まるため PA してる
ーさあこれはメスターさんを応援したいですね
応援するべきなのかな
タミさんが
日本語書いたい。
訓練を使ってボコボコにされるっていうのも絵がいいですね。
絵がいい。
おうまい。
Nice.
飛
Good
び込み
confirm.
からの最大
当たらないんすそれ。
愛されボディですね相手。
ちっちゃいっす。
痛い。I don't know these
中
kanji.
足密着でブローテとか当たんないんじゃなかったっけ。
Where have I seen this one? I know this one.
さあこれお本当だ。次健三さんですよ。次健三さんもしこれタミさんが破
でもすっ
るから
げえ勝ちそ
I don't
う。こ
know.
れやばいね。
タミさんこれキャラさんの
My
話
Japanese is bad.
これ
さあそれをね咎めらんないと。
これキャラさんの話しようよこれ。
そ
I really like the way he's
逃
playing.
げられ祭り。
Tatakai. Yeah, I don't know the kanji for either one.
ジャンプチューパー。
Yeah, that I did know. That is, I did know that. I think that kanji is in like what's it, Warring States or whatever.
ここで
That's a kanji that's used in some more
伸
words.
ばしてくれたらね。
いや
I recognize it.
頑張ってくれましたメスターさん。
Tatakai, I don't think I've ever even fucking seen that shit.
勝利そして健三さんを引きずり出し
引きずり出しましたね。
ました。健三さん対メスターさん、これは相当に
すげえ飛び回ってる。
相当にわけのわかんない絵ですが、これは
What kind of stupid ass matchup is this?
マジでこれ意味わかりませんが
Nagate is to throw.
足投げ。
To grab, perhaps. I don't actually know which one of those two it is,
さあでもこれ健三さんがボコボコにしてる
because those are actually very different words.
やはりこれは KO ゲーなのか
But it's the grab mechanic in fighting games.
あ
いや
They're actually using his good super. Although, to be 110% honest, 12 has no good super. Super 1 is the best one, and it's just really just the least bad. To be 100% honest, 12, like, X copy is mostly there to let you play skill. It's like something that's lost on people these days.
ジャンプチューパーをもう出して
Gil is an unplayable last boss, but you actually can play as him if you get to him while using fucking X copy 12.
本気出してまくりに行きましたから。
やはりこのゲーム KO 専用ゲームでしたけど
Being able to play as the last boss is pretty cool. He's pretty busted too. The comp doesn't use him nearly as well as a player could.
結構痛いですね
He has touch of dizzy combos,
でかいラウンドだった
あれでかい
ね。
ですね
like practical touch of dizzy combos.
2ラウンド目
確かに。
He's amazingly powerful.
若干健三さん
が押してますね。
おお
いらね。
エラねあれでまくれねえんだって思った今
いらねえんだよあれ。
あ
あ、出てしまう。
でもなんかあれど
反
うする
撃なんだろう、立ち台キックとか大足かな。
のもしくは EX ツンツンとか
あ、かもね。かもしれない。
This positioning is so awkward.
あーしゃがみにあ歩きに当たら
They
ない
keep on kind of flying around each other without really having a good one that would punish.
あーペケ事件が入って
続きまして厚刈りさんをね。
ちょっとこれエレナはだいぶ
さあ
ちょっともう
SA は遊びなしのヒーリングです。
これワンピー側の健三さんから
There aren't that many. I don't even know if
エレナはダメだけど
結構
I don't know about that many restun combos at all in this game. Alex can restun Akuma. I wouldn't be surprised if Ryu had some kind of restun with a fully charged engine. Actually, I probably would, because engine's kind of combo unfriendly. So I don't know if Ryu could do something like that.
健三さんから
Yeah, Alex is the only one I can think of off the top of my head.
あの
Getting dizzy into another dizzy is ridiculously hard in this game, because there's quite a lot of dizzy scaling
健三さんが
if you just got a dizzy. In
緑
Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5, they just made it so that if you already dizzied someone, your following combo would do zero stun.
これはダメだ
いや悪くない今のはゲージ貯めた。
あマジで
うんまあでもスタント
This is also a really shitty matchup for 12.
あ
は
A lot of people call this the second worst. That might work.
あるのこっから
Oh.
だったといい
If you did that a little sooner, it might have worked.
KO だったんだけど
そう12のね数少ない勝ち筋の
Sin Fierce is a pretty shit normal, to be honest. Nice red pit parry.
いいとこ
Terrible follow-up, though.
ね
That's the thing about 12 is you like have to like, you know, even if you get like the really high skill stuff, you just get less reward out of it. That's why 12 doesn't function even at a high level. It's because the thing about this game is that you can overcome tier through skill through the parry system very easily. If you're like good enough at the game, you can make characters not really matter that much. You can be an anti-Yun, and then it doesn't really matter who you're playing. If you're just a really good anti-Yun, you can just beat Yuns. Oh, this is some BM. But the one thing about that is that damage output is that certain characters get a lot more reward out of a parry than others. If you can get a red parry on Elena every time, that's pretty nice. But if you're Ryu and you red parry into like Stand Fierce EX Donkey Kick, you get like 40%. If you're 12 and you fucking red parry, you get like 10%. That's why characters like Q and Hugo do quite well at a high level, even though they're theoretically not very good. While characters like Remy and 12 are horrible. It's kind of a weird position, but he still got it. It's very easy to drop that from where he was standing, so that was kind of skillful. Whew, that was a car throw. I think Gil needs a super to re-stun the opponent, but it doesn't really matter because his damage output is high too, so he can just kill you. Ooh, that was cool. Dudley actually has surprisingly good anti-airs. Maybe I shouldn't say surprisingly good. He's got like an EXDP, and he's got like a bunch of normals with pretty good anti-air hitboxes. And he's got a counter. He's got like all the things you could ever ask for when talking about anti-airs. Oh, that was an easy parry. He got the link! I forget that link even exists half the time. Okay, if that's a link at all, then I'd never ever see anyone do it. What the fuck button was that? That looked like stand short. Why did you fucking stand short into EX? That was weird. That was some weird shit that went on there. That's not a... I don't even know what he was going for, that he would get that on accident. That was like very strange. Maybe he was trying for a light ducking into super, and he accidentally got stand short into EX. Fucking... I don't know, I'm making shit up. Tell me. Tominaga's like the damn die of this game. He practiced one broken ass combo. A ridiculous amount. He's not a bad player by any means. But he just goes to show how ridiculously, like, if you're just really, really good at one broken ass combo, you can destroy so many people. Except, Ohawk is a shitty character apart from his broken ass combo. And Makoto's actually good. So he's more like the Tokido of this game. That was a nice blue parry. But he didn't get the second one. Bad combo. Ana's still okay here. Now he's in a bit of a bad position. Whew. Oh, that's it. Good shit. Is that a super? What the hell was that supposed to be? Probably like a dash punch, right? EX moves well in BT2. No, that still works. I tested that after 3.5. They did not remove that. It's very, very precise though. That's some fast shaking. Still didn't get it in time. Combo's dumb as hell. That combo is almost impossible on Oro. It's like a double Kara instead of a single Kara. Or something, I forget. It's literally like twice as hard to touch of stun Oro versus other characters. Or I think it might just be impossible. I'm not actually sure. Oro has a long dizzy bar, so he might just need some fire stun. And there's no easier juggle to do on, or there's no alternative juggle to do on Oro. They might have removed it from Shoryuken, for all I know. It's still there on Tatsu, is the one I tested. Which is the one that would theoretically be a little useful.
だけ半分減った。やべ。あ、死んだこれ。
Emphasis on theoretically.
さあ優勝は忍さんでした。
キャラ差だからもう
God, I was yucking it up at that Ryu VT1 bug.
キャラ差
I was like, oh man, that's truly shit.
いや
I feel bad for Ryu players. What an oversight. Oh, it's over. Oh, SMSD. It's been a little while since I watched ST. Let's get back into the swing of things. Chun-Li versus Ryu, classic. 2 high-tier characters, maybe top, for both. Fireballs didn't interact. That can happen if you throw a fireball when a fireball's really close to you. Ryu players have been done dirty by Capcom, to be honest. They have a lot of reason to complain. People have just forgot Season 1, though, to be honest. People forgot Ryu in Season 1. I forgot. Oh, it happened again. Ryu's fireball super is pretty scary against other fireballs. Then again, Chun is too. That might have been a failed super. Chun like wiggled in a weird way. Probably doing the super motion. With Chun-Li, you can do the super motion, and then as long as you're holding forward, she keeps the charge. So if you see them throw a fireball while you're sitting on that charge, and by sitting I mean walking in, you can just hit kick and then you'll become fireball invincible. And you'll go through their fireball and fuck them up. That throw has huge range. Also, she gets true Oki off of it. That's super safe. Almost every super in this game is safe. Can't break a throw if it's gonna kill you. That was an unbreakable throw. I should make a video about that, because people would love that. People would laugh so hard. I want to be the one who makes a video about it first. I should do that before I go today. Guile and Chun-Li both have to charge for their fireballs. Guile hates other characters who have to charge for their fireballs. Or who don't, rather. Guile has a hard time keeping up with fireballs from characters who can spam them really hard. Like, old Sagat. But Guile's fireball recovery is kind of alarming, even in a game with other characters with good fireball recovery. Guile can often, like, throw a fireball at the same time as you, and then towards Fierce you in your recovery. Kind of like Street Fighter 4 and 5. Oh, Chun-Li can throw you from outside your throw range. And there's not a whole lot you can do about it because you can't really jump out of throws in this game. Pre-jump frames are throwable. All super motions are really hard to do in Street Fighter too. There's no input shortcuts, and also they're very precise, and also cancels into them are like just frame. Bit awkward, we got it. Guile's sincerely probably the most complex character in this game, but he's not amazing. He's okay. He's like a solid mid, maybe high tier, but he's gatekept from top tier by a few of the actual top tiers. He's gatekept from being a better character by top tiers, namely Dawson, but like all of them really. Dawson just fucks Guile up. It's a shame because Ryu versus Guile is actually like super tactical, or like Chun-Li versus Guile. And then Dawson shows up and it's like, hey, I'm here to ruin your game. But that's like Sim versus everyone. Sim has almost every busted tool in this game. Dawson is top tier in this game, yeah. He is probably top 1, not counting Akuma. The candidates for top 1 are him, Boxer, Claw, and Old Sagat. Most people agree that Sim and Boxer are a smidge better than Vega and Old Sagat. Ooh, look at that. Nice little combo. Oh, he dropped it. Flash kick hitbox though.
さあリュウ・チュンリー、ここからさっきはなんかうまいこと逆転し
そうですね、
ましたが、
逆転しましたが、ソニック
He could have punished.
ドラゴンスイープの2回転目ってすごい判定強いんですよね。
ああ、そうですよね。
直接勝てる技はほとんどない。
うん。
チュンリーだったら間合いが合ってれば元気で勝っても
Fighting games have come so far in terms of quality of life.
ちょっと今のは
In terms of like tactics, this game still holds up.
厳しかったのかなと。
But in terms of quality of life, this game is abysmal.
投げて、しかしさは許さんと。
Outsmarting your opponent has been like the same in every fighting game, to be honest.
実はないっていうのがこのゲーム多いので。
はい
Oof.
おっと
キック出したが、
He probably could have anti-aired that jump pretty easily.
ガツガツガツガツスーパーゲーム
These are those all could have been
外
throws
していく。
with a little bit more forward walking.
いいっすね。
It's a miserable position.
やばい。
さあ4番手ロードスーパーサガット。
Why is Sagat old? How seriously are you asking? There's an old Sagat right here. So in this game, there's a kind of little tiny itty bitty edition select. There are 5 versions of Street Fighter 2, and in this game, in ST, the one everyone plays, let's call that 5. There's more now, but like this was 5 at the time. In this game, you can pick all the characters from 5, but there's also a secret code to let you pick all the characters from 4. So you can pick Super Street Fighter 2 characters, in addition to the Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo characters. And the thing about almost every character got buffed from Super to Super Turbo, but like 3 characters got nerfed, like 2. And so when people pick those characters, they usually pick the Super versions rather than the Super Turbo characters. They usually pick version 4 instead of version 5. So Sagat, version 5 Sagat is like, he's strong, but he's like fair. But version 4 Sagat is like insane.
すげえ危ねえ感じでしたね。
So they call him New Sagat and Old Sagat. New Sagat almost doesn't exist in the tournament scene. If you would ever pick Sagat, you just pick the old one.
はいはい。そうです。
There's a few other old characters who get picked here and there. Honda every now and then gets picked because old Honda has some nice hitboxes on his hands. Shotos occasionally have their old versions picked because they have DPs that are fully invincible on the way up for every single version. Old T-Hawk is very common
いい感じになってますね。
because old T-Hawk has better hitboxes and also his super is like a non-factor
ガイルが、
and he has some other shenanigans.
おー、中足。
ロードしっかりして
It was just to keep more characters viable. They thought they buffed everyone overall.
だけじゃないですけども、
はい。
飛ばない。
Or maybe not they necessarily thought that, but they wanted it so if they ruined a character on accident, you could go back and pick the old one.
これは厳しいですね。
やっぱり飛んでどっかで飛んでいかないと。
どっかで飛んでそのダメージを
うんうん。
守るという
なるほど。
そういう組み合わせになりますね。
There's also some system mechanics that were changed between Super and Super Turbo, namely the ability to break throws.
やばいっすからね。
すごい。
That was like a new thing in Super Turbo.
2番
So,
取るところとかの
Or rather to tech throws. You don't break throws in Street Fighter 2. You just take less damage if you tech it, but you still get
は
thrown.
いはい。
2バズーカのみ
はい
Old characters can't tech throws because that wasn't a mechanic.
やばいんで。
なんかちょっと
So that's like bad for them. You can tech an old character throw, but they can't tech your throw. So they basically take double damage from throws compared to other characters. Sagat and T-Hawk are the really big ones. Every now and then you see a couple others, but it's usually Sagat and T-Hawk are usually considered that the old version is just outright better than the new one.
厳しい。
さあ、切られたロ
I was saying earlier, but old Sagat gatekeeps a few characters from. Fireballs are really important in this game,
はい
and old Sagat gatekeeps a few characters from being functional.
はいはい。
Chun-Li, Ken, and Guile are like a decent list.
プレイヤーですね。
ただ
Those characters would be okay if not for old Sagat.
薄いところでこのキャラは
このキャラ
ちょ
やっ
った
こと
と
なさそう。
これ
This matchup looks horrible, but it's actually pretty fair.
ちょっとだんだんこう全人類の敵的な立ち位置になっていくのかなと。
If anything, it's good for Sim.
キャラ使ったんでそこで満足されるのはまずいかも。
ああそうですね。
I think
さあ
those drills that might have been a punish.
今の
I don't know how unsafe the drills are. I'm minus.
見てからドリルを当てたいんですけども。
はい。球速いっすからね。
Slides don't work against Sagat slow fireballs, I think, which is a shame because slides are normally really good in this game. Oh, the tiger knee.
おこれ2ヒットは
That's a
やば
combo.
い
Fireballs really do everything in this game.
はい
They do pretty decent dizzy.
スーパーでやれと
They have decent startup. They do decent damage. They lock the opponent down. Most of them have almost no recovery, so if you jump over old Sagat's fireball, this is an old Ryu. Should have known by the color scheme. If you jump over Sagat's fireball, he'll be able to anti-air you before... Like, even if you predictively jump as he throws a fireball, he'll usually be able to anti-air uppercut you before you can, like, land. And he can also throw fireballs faster than any other character in the game. That might have been an anti-air. It didn't look like one, but it might have been. When you jump in this game, you lose the ability to block low when you land. So sweeps are an anti-air. Sweeps are like a true anti-air. Old Sagat gets a lot of heat in this game. He's the most mindless character in a game where every character is kind of mindless. I shouldn't say every, but like there are very mindless characters in this game, and Sagat's like a step above. I think this is a pretty shit matchup. Blanca's considered to be bottom tier in this game. It might be just over once he starts blocking some fireballs. Blanca normally relies on sliding under fireballs, but I don't know if that works with Sagat. He does have good throw range though. And that jump actually looks okay. Blanca's like really bad in this game. He's like probably bottom 3. Him and Kenny and I don't know. A lot of people used to put T-Hawk that low, but not anymore, I don't think. A lot of people used to put DJ in like low, and now he's considered to be high. Or even top. Probably high. A lot of people used to put Fei Long down there in like low. Super low. And now people are putting him in mid or high. Sagat actually only needs like 3 buttons to win. Not even that stand fierce. He needs like jump roundhouse, stand short, low roundhouse, and fireball, and that's it. He can actually beat like almost any player using almost any character using like 4 attacks. You don't even need uppercut, although it's not bad. Sweep gets you by for anti-airs. That was a nice sweeper, but it kind of wasn't.
それ以外は基本的には変わんないですね。まあ多分早いよ。
One thing that's kind of curious is you actually can't pick the default color of your character unless you pick their old version. So you never see like white Ryus or red Kens.
出ますね。
これ真空をですね。はい。理想3回食べましょう。
There's like a glitch that's an exception to that rule, but it's not really something worth considering. If you like lose with an old character and then pick a new, like repick that character as their new version or something like that, you can use the old version's color scheme as the new version. Something like that. I forget exactly how it works. Jump strong. He could have done a super there too. He could have done jump strong, super. He chose not to. Maybe a good idea, but he lost. Tiger, tiger. So there's a funny story about Sagat, if you've never heard it, in this game. Japan used to play this game quite a lot back in the day. They still do now. And they used to... Sagat was quote-unquote banned. People often say soft banned. That's what they usually say. I've never heard that term other than this one scenario. So basically, it's not against the rules to play Sagat, but everyone hates you to play Sagat. So people just kind of agreed collectively. It's like, we're not going to play Sagat. And if you did play Sagat, like, you know, they wouldn't be like, oh, fuck you. They wouldn't be like, you're out of this tournament or whatever. But you would... No one would care if you won a tournament with Sagat. And tournaments aren't for money in Japan, so it's like 90% for pride. So there really weren't that many Sagat players for a very long time in Japan. And in the US, people just spammed fucking Sagat. They just picked him. Everyone picked Sagat. There were like fucking 80 billion Sagat players.
サガっぽいやつおーっと
And then there were a lot of tournaments between. Eventually, there were tournaments between Japan and America in this game, and all the American players just picked Sagat, like no shame. And Americans did really well against Japanese. And no one in Japan knew how to fight Sagat very well. But people in America, like the other Americans, when it was like Ryu versus Sagat, the American replayers would actually do pretty well, even though the Japanese replayers would do really shitty. And the Japanese players were like, shit, like, maybe Sagat's not so dumb after all. Or not necessarily that, but it's like, maybe we can learn to fight Sagat and make him less of a problem. Like the way the Americans have. So there's like really old footage of like, I think John Choi playing Sagat and shit like that, and like smashing the fuck out of Japanese players. This is a matchup that's horrible until Zangief gets in, then it's great. Zangief is like bottom. He's not bottom, but he's like lowish tier. This is a really shitty matchup. This is Chun-Li's favorite by a lot. Chun-Li's really good against Gief. This isn't just like high tier versus low tier. Like Chun-Li has specific tools that help her against Gief. Oof. Anyway, after that, after like a few years of that, Japan suddenly had a shit ton of Sagat players. And then Japan got a lot better than us at this game. Because all of a sudden, they knew how to beat Sagat. And their Sagats were also better than ours. Nice, that was a perfect jump. If it was earlier, Chun-Li could have just anti-aired him. If it was later, he would have gotten hit before he could jump. It was just like perfectly timed. Just happened to be right at the right time. Chun-Li has some weapons against Sagat, but it's shitty. She has to choose her battles very, very slowly and carefully. She can land on a fireball, which almost no other character can do. Chun-Li can do stomp. Whoa, hello. If Chun-Li stomps as she lands on a fireball, she has no lower body hitbox, and then she lands and can block. So she can like land directly on a fireball and still block it. So she can't get anti-aired by fireballs, which is quite strong. Yeah, she's basically dead in the corner. She has a couple other things too. Super is quite good in that matchup, but she has a hard time building meter. Her only way of building meter is throwing her own fireballs against Sagat's, and Sagat wins the fireball war very easily. It's probably like a 7-3. Characters have very low health in this game, and also like circumstances can turn around very quickly. So tier is like hard to evaluate. If you're a robot in this game, you can win so like you can be so good at this game if you're just consistent. But this is a game where it's really hard to be consistent. It's really easy for a matchup to just completely turn on its head if someone gets one opportunity. Zangief is a really good example of that. Zangief is a character who's almost always at a disadvantage on paper, but then if he can get certain knockdowns, he just wins. If Gief does a lariat as Ryu throws a fireball, he can hold forward and tag Ryu with the extended arms. But he has to steer it away if Ryu doesn't throw a fireball. And Ryu can still potentially whiff punish it with a sweep or something. So it's quite risky for Gief. He can also do a predictive green hand to hit a fireball, and then he recovers right next to Ryu and can potentially punish him, or at least get a mix-up into command grab. Overall, it's really miserable to try and predict fireballs with Gief. But getting out of throws in this game is shitty too, so... Hypex. Bring back red fireball. That's like a normal. I mean, a special move. Non-EX. Zangief has really good pokes. He's actually got very alarmingly fast normals. Zangief is very fast and very short range in this game, which is like the opposite of him in every other game. Every other game he's like really long range and really slow.
あ対抗するのは福山
福山
開幕ファイヤー
Remember Dan in Alpha?
何もない
何もない福山さんは
Dan's uppercut in Alpha 3 has a 1 in 15 chance of being fully invincible.
勝ってもしょうがねえんだと
なるほど
うわ
あ
ー強いな
ー強いですね
さあ福山持っていけるか自分のペースに持っていくのが
It has a little animation. It like flashes white when you get the invincibility.
ないですからね
はいあの扉一方通行なんで
はい
It's not technically unpredictable, but it's annoying to predict. Every time you hit a button, there's a little counter that goes down.
ただ今のは
So like staying short would take down 1,
パスコキック
or add 1, I guess. And like, you know, jump around us would add 1 and shit like that. Every time you hit a button, it adds 1.
昇竜
And then every 15 on the dot, it gives you a invincible DP. But it doesn't start at 0.
2連勝
It takes 33 actions to get your first one, and then it's every 15 actions after that.
さあ
Boxer.
ボールを
Boxer's not very often played, despite the fact that he's probably top 2. He has no fireball in a game where fireballs are really, really dominant, but his ways around fireballs are... Every other thing about him is amazing, namely low dash punch.
はい
Low dash punch just covers the entire screen so quickly, and it's safe on block, and it builds a lot of meter, and his super is amazing. And also, it builds... You keep down charge, because you go from down back to down forward to do the low dash punch.
ラッシュグランド
And then he's got a down charge uppercut, and the uppercut safe on block.
飛んでる
Buffalo headbutt is safe on block in this game. You can whip punish it, but you can't punish it.
3という入れの
Yeah, low dash punch throw is good.
あーなるほど
Low dash punch uppercut is good.
ギリギリなんで
はいはいはいはいはい
He's got a huge throw range too. He's like tied for highest throw range in the game. That super is amazing. It does so much damage and it punishes fireballs from like anywhere on the screen. I think he can store it too. He builds meter fast as fuck.
竜巻
わかんない
何もやらない何もしないう
わ
あー
Dash
見てから
punches are so fast in
見
this
てからっ
game.
ていうかちゃんとしっかり
Box is pretty interesting.
感じですね
It's like, how could you take a non-fireball character in this game and make him good?
おっとし
お
っかりしてる
何もしない何もしない
That's probably a whiff punish. Whiff punishing your light DP from half screen. That's Boxer.
あどう
Apart from, he can't really go through fireballs though, apart from headbutt, which requires down charge and super.
おー
So you can kind of use fireballs against him.
わ
ここは見事
ーうまいです
これ
ね
は止めた
Not only does his throw do half your health, but he's got one of them looping throws. His throw gives you like perfect meaty.
っぽいなさあエクスパー
エクスパー
ここで
オレンジ竜2連発ですね
そうですね
And Bison's change list was so small.
はい
I like scripted his
リーダー
scripted his at a glance video in like 2 seconds.
おります
It has like 3 lines.
ピンクガードさせ
Damn, he got that super pretty early.
恐竜が待ってる
うまいな
おー
Light DPs are generally safe, but they can be whiff punished and they don't have much range. And also they're not fully invincible. Medium and heavy DPs usually are fully invincible,
フェイロンかもしれないですよ
but they're very unsafe.
可能性がありますね
可能性ありますねしかし見てから
ペルロの見てからは
おお
バッチリ
勝利置いてある
うわー波動バッチリ
That fireball, I mean, that super takes a really long time to do,
離しちゃうと
はい
so it's pretty easy to punish.
すごく意味がありますね離させるだけでも全
See that headbutt fail and no punish there?
たまりそうだ
もう
Try to punish that, if it's even possible at all.
あっと見てたけど出なかった
One kind of cute thing is that
やっぱり
Zangief has a weirdly easy time against Boxer. I think it's supposed to be like a 5-5 or maybe a 6-4 in Boxer's favor. But almost every character just bullies Zangief to death immediately.
近づいていく
But like, oddly enough, this top tier and this bottom tier, Zangief is really good against Boxer. Or not really good per se, but like, he's very functional. It's like a relatively fair match.
時間もしっかり使った形でしたね
Zangief is also the only character who can punish Boxer super on block, which is kind of a neat little distinction.
そうですよねただねなんか技で接近できちゃうとすぐ溜まっちゃうんでそこですよね引っかかって
始まんのか
竜巻
竜巻見えないやつ
竜巻
クレイジー
ハー
ハ
ド
ロー
That was super though.
あ
おお
ーこれは
One thing that really pisses me off about this game is the way the screen freezes during like fireballs hitting.
またヘイロになってきて
I've
ます
never ever really gotten used to that. Everyone who plays this game treats it like it's totally normal. Vega's one of the other dumbest characters in this whole game.
リーダー対決
He's like probably top 3
はい
or top 4. He's like up there.
あ
He's very, very stupid though. Everything he has is really dumb. Slides are quite good in this game. Most slides are very hard to punish. Whoa,
ー
interesting.
5ヒット おーやりに
So he can slide with kind of impunity to counter hit a lot of like fireball startup and stuff like that, and it's like not very risky. He's got giant throw range in a game where getting out of throws is a giant nuisance. He's got really good normals, like huge range on all his pokes and stuff. But that's not even all the dumb stuff. The really dumb stuff is based around the off the wall. Off the wall is really, really, really broken in this game, but it's not too great against Shotos. So you probably won't see a Vega player use it that much in this matchup. He had a kill there.
あーバーレ
Left forward combos into low strong. Vital 0, he actually had no HP left.
さあジェネチェンリースーパーチェンリーですねケイシーさんどうでしたいやもうあっという間に負けました乾杯です何が起こった
Failed to punish the Tatsu. But he got out of the corner for that.
熱気がすごかった応援は重要
Stand Fierce is a good button. Oh my god, the ticks.
さあこの二人もなんか手が合わなそうな感じがします
Chun-Li has some really truly strange combos. I think she can do like Stand Fierce low forward or something like that. Her links make no sense. She shoots a lot of plus frames on everything. Usually hard kick knocks down. That move is real tricky, down towards hard kick. So basically, if you're like directly touching them, it's a cross up. But if you're even like a couple pixels away from touching them, it's not a cross up. So there are some ranges where it's basically impossible to tell which one it is,
うまいうまい
and it'll hit on opposite sides.
確かに確かに
It's very, very, very ambiguous. It's funny because that move has been pretty shitty in every other Street Fighter game, down towards hard kick. But in this one, it's one of the dumbest moves in the whole game. Just comboed Stand Fierce into Stand Fierce.
これってスーパーキャラの方が暗い時間が長いってまだあるんです
A lot of combos in this game really don't traditionally complete in the way that you would expect in like another Street Fighter game.
パン空中タスの3ヒットで降りてきてまだ
Two Stand Fierces is the end of the combo.
結構ベガの立ちジャッキとかも1フレ長いと
あー
びっくりするぐらいつながるという
そうですね
お互い受け身がないのでちょっとあれですねおここは帰ると思うがお
Whoa. The jump hard kick hitbox is kind of nice though.
あここ帰るんですねそしてダイヤッパがへーって
やばいやばいやばいおわ
で角っていやでも一応スピニングが出るか下から維持してれば
あそうです
スピニン
ね
グあるたがでもその場合篠
まあで
宮
も死に確に近いですね
クラッシュで多分篠宮ちゃんとそういう場合も対応してくると思います
はい
ここは帰る
スーパーチェンリーは
まずか拾った
レバー123どこでも踏みつけ
Yeah, this game is Kuso in a really interesting way.
ちょっと様子を見てここでキットがない。
うわっとどうする
Like it's undeniably bad, but it's not without merit.
うまいパン
One thing about it that's really interesting is how ridiculously explored it is.
どうなる熱いぞ
The fact that it's been out for like 25 years or whatever.
うわ
今のは仕留めたというところだったが
Everyone knows like everything about every character. So people are like hyper optimal in the way they play.
ーやろうぜワンタッチンリーがノーマルカラーですねはいなんだこれは何が起こってるんだ
This probably doesn't look too impressive until you actually go and like play one of these players and it's like holy shit. The total mastery they have on every little scenario.
あワタさんは結構ワウツですね
あそうですね
そうですよね
これで判別ができますね
これは
Yeah, I'm like the same way.
結構仕込むんですよね
あ弦でいいんですか
まあ別に仕込まなくてもいいんですけど少なくとも絶対弦を出すっていう意識をして飛ぶという
あ
うまい
Listen to her stop.
ーだったよね今ね
That's weird. I never really saw anyone do that in this game.
あ
ワタさんも飛び
And then it became a thing in Street Fighter, like other Street Fighter games. And then I kind of saw people doing it in this game. It's kind of funny.
ー組み合わせだ
It's like it always existed in this game, but people like playing other games
爆裂
where it was more prominent made people like realize how to
確かにな
or that it might be useful.
力強い
さすがジェネチェンリー
3連勝ですね
さあ 11番手宮健対するゲネチュンリーは12番手
Mia.
はいあ
I don't recognize any of the names of these players.
あでももうだいぶ近づいてるそうですねさあお5番2発つながって投げるもこれダメージ半分近く減ります
I look like close forward or close roundhouse or something. I don't know Ken's normals very well. Ken's normals are really different in this game from what they are in other games. He also has a special move in this game, or like 3 technically. He has 3 special moves in this game that he doesn't have in later games.
あれ近距離技じゃなかった近距離技じゃなかった
いやいやそうではなくレバー入れるといずれ
Sad color, you just described like Street Fighter 4, or 3, or Alpha, or 5.
宮健翻弄されている前取りが絶
まだ
妙
そうです中央に戻ったのでそしてこれは帰る
ナイス処理
Or EX.
ちょっとゼロドットになると
あーっと今のもですね
どうでしょうねスピニングで逃げることができたか
空中スピニングワンチャン無理かない
や着地してから出たかも浅い飛びから何もしないさすがジェネッチュには当たっているさあ繋がらないこれはチュンリー運がいい外野手今縦はすかせたかもしれないが外野手などそしてそうですねチュンの飛びに大足をかくらせるのはかなり無理がありますサイドはないですからねこの距離感そうなんですよねそしてあとはおっとこれはスピニングを出すでしょう
I'll probably get the collection, but I'll probably never play this game. I might lab it for 10 seconds. There's nothing to do in training mode for me in this game, in Street Fighter 2. There's stuff to do in training mode if you're like a good player, maybe.
こういう日もあってもいいんじゃないでしょうかサイバルログ負けましたよ
さあこれは受け身がないので投げは入れば美味しい。うわ出ない。うわしかしこれは負けた。今ちょっと投げはビザではなくちょっと間を置いたタイミングの投げになってるそうですね見えましたのでもしかすると背中蹴りぐらい出たかもしれませんが。
97, huh?
出ないとピオルこれでピオルのか。そうですね。
I know 94 is Kuso. 95 is primitive but cool. 96, I don't think I ever see anyone talk about. People say 97 is good. 98 has had a ridiculously long tournament life. 98 is considered to be one of the really good ones. 99 is Kuso. 2000 is neat, but moderately Kuso. 2000 or 2001 is like Kuso, I think. 2002 is like really, really good again. Right? Don't know a damn thing about 2003. I don't even know if 2004 is a game. And then there's 11, which is good. 12, which is Kuso. 13, which is good. And 14, which is good.
でも足払い以外全部に勝ちますからねそうですねパンチラ投げうまいな
さあよく見ている仕込んでいてそうですねまあスピニングたまに出しつつわざとくらいと
I know there's still people who play 95 a little bit. 95 is before they added hops. I think they added them in 96, so you can't hop in 95 and 94. The signature mechanic of the series, perhaps. Did someone say King of Fighters 2002 UM?
始めていきましょう第384回KoF02UMのコープスタート大盛況でお送りしていきます
I don't know that much about this game. It's like 98 with a bigger roster.
まだエントリーしない人結構いると思うんで後からお願いしますということでまず最初はアテナさん
The
の
Yuri butt pat, though.
スタートになります
UM is the good one for 2002, from what I heard. If it's 98, you'd rather play non-UM. If it's 2002, you'd rather play UM.
ウィップはもう絶滅危惧種というか
Whip's normals, though.
バキュームさんがねバキュームさんのイメージがだいぶ強かったけどあすごいまあちょっとね
This neutral's pretty interesting, I can't even lie.
無印はどうだろうね 強いキャラですが、どうなんだろう。コーパーチョッパー。
Every DP worked.
まあ UM だとね、まあもう明らかにユリが優勢
Cool is busted, right? I think K-Dash as well.
はい、続いてクーラー。
Normals go a long way in all fighting games, but definitely this one. And Cool's normals look pretty great. 開幕の後からスタートして落として Invincible light DP. Stand beat that goes fucking half screen.
捕まってしまった。一回捕まるだけでね、ガード
I think she has a decent command on towards C, or towards A rather.
はい。ここは強制弾からクーラン。ああ、いいですね、流れが。あれ、ほんとクーランのいい流れですよね、あの一連の。
That block animation's perfect.
さあ、今度は今日で落とすが、
In KoF98, it looks pretty hard to use meter for anything except
ギリギリ迷って
guard cancel blowback and guard cancel roll. Like, yeah, you can activate your fucking whatever it's called, not max mode, but I forget the actual name of it.
俺もなんか
But it's not probably, you have to find a time to activate it, and it's probably not going to help you that much. But it's not a bad use of meter.
さあボクシーさん
And comboing, confirming super can be pretty precise and doesn't do a whole bunch of damage more than
結構むずいですよね。
just regular B&Bs.
あ、落とすのもうまい。
But guard cancel blowback and guard cancel roll are both super useful in neutral. It seems where that's where most of the meter went.
残りワンドット。
ピュー
投げ落とす。あ、今なんか言おうとしたんだけど忘れちゃったな。なんだっけ。まあいいや。対象戦アテナは5ゲージというなんか
K-Dash's special moveset is so
珍しい
weird
キャラクターもそうだ
and
し
cool.
状況もちょっと
Psycho bud.
まあ K ダッシュといえどちょっとやはり一発は警戒しなければいけない状況。
I like how Athena's the Seth of this series.
さあアインで壁を張りつつうまい。しっかり強バイトを落として
Here, let me hit you with my fat as fuck DP. Let me hit you with my good as fuck fireball.
怖いな。あっと
Here's my reflector, my fucking teleporter, my command grab.
はい、2点目、チェルミさん。少女さんですね。ああ、マイクーラ。最近よく見るやつな、なんかよくわかんないけど。クーラもだし、難しそうだよね。あ、打ち切ってしまうが、半径はちょっと安いか。お、シーさん、相当見てますね、いろいろね。
Maya looks pretty simplistic in most of the games she's in.
相打ち上等の構え。
Chuck fans. Do some little flippy punch in combos where she kind of flings fire at you.
よく落としたな、あれ。あー、消せない。
Maybe throw yourself at the opponent
を見越してのだと
here and
思うん
there.
ですが
Jump off walls. Nice little normals.
あ、今度は K ダッシュ2番手。はいはい。右手を切って投げ。あ、ゲージ払い切ってしまった。これは痛い。
The neutral of KoF is very strong, I feel.
しかも
And it's been like that every single game.
であれば
Most of the special moves have like strong neutral application. And there's having the hopping gives you a like a nice avenue of movement that's less committal than a jump.
ちょっと早すぎたが、何時間投げてるの K ダッシュ。2発目。あの位置に
So the way you move seems to matter a lot,
ドロッパーも当たらなそう。
but it's not really hard to move around most of the different ways.
なんかすごい。
It's nice. It's a good standard for fighting games. I just noticed Kushnud Butt and Gato in the background there. Got some Garo characters. シェルミー. This is the grappler Shermie. I think the other one is the good one, the electric one. They might both be good. I think Shermie's a little lackluster in 98, but she's supposed to be very strong in this game. The thing about Shermie is that Chris and Yoshiro are usually very, very strong. And Shermie's been on and off, I think. I don't know about how they all place tier-wise in this game. Nice. Good super animation, to be honest. Oh, Orochi Shermie is awful? Oh no. There was some game where Orochi Shermie was good. I feel like she was awful in 98 as well. All of her tools don't combo very well. She has like no combo friendly attacks. Regular Shermie has like a nice cross up. And being able to combo into command grabs is very useful for grapplers. So most grapplers usually pretty good combo wise. In Street Fighter most grapplers usually have really shitty combo routes. But in KoF they're usually okay. Who's that in the background? It looks like that knight from the Sam show. Who's that supposed to be? Next to T-Zok there. Is that T-Zok? That's what's his name? Kane Highland or whatever? That's Rock's uncle in the background there. Recognize him. Geese's wife's brother, if memory serves. I'm not an expert, but aren't Sam show characters like, you know, from a radically different point in time? Isn't Sam show like medieval? That looks a little bit like Charlotte. Those fucking greaves or whatever. What do you call those pants? I mean those shoes, boots. How Shokokan? Very cute. I guess Nakaruru was in CVS2 or whatever and KoF14. Guess it wouldn't be the first time. There's probably other examples. KoF14 or 13, like in the background. That stand B that whiffed the second hit, that looked unsafe.
と落とせない。この組み合わせであれば、まだ全然ありそうな気配
Yeah, I guess there's quite a lot of time travel in KoF already.
あ、雪あ、雪
And alternate dimensions, now that we bring that up. Whip looks pretty good, or maybe this is just a good whip player.
しっかり走り込んでからなんですね。あ、ケイクーラー
We haven't seen too much character variety. There's an Oshirmi. And an Andy. Andy is Street Fighter, baby. 2 uppercuts, chuck plasma. I want to see me some Andy.
あ、ジャンプを起点にちょっとレースが出ないが、ああいうとこ見て
LIDP has a trade combo. That's kind of cool. But also really nasty.
ここは滑っている。反撃ができなかったが、引き受けてしまう。
Look at that. The stages are so interactive in KOF. It's cool. Oh, that probably could have been a kill. Especially because it was counter hit.
ここは打ち切ったところがギャン。
Run that clock. Run that clock. Oh, killed her. You don't get any health back if you run the clock to win, right? I think. The amount of health you get is based on the amount of time remaining.
これ同キャラですね。あー、高い。
Oof. Very cool little corner combo.
継続をちょい
This game has everything, dude. Look at those guard bars. You got dizzy mechanics. You got fucking counter hits. A super meter.
打ってもよかった気もしますが、
There's EX supers too, right? Are there? I actually don't know if there are EX supers or not in this game. I feel like there are.
ジャンプリーが刺さる。
I don't know how to activate them though. Can you just do like a 2-button super and get an EX super? Do you have to be in fucking max mode or whatever it's called?
あー、なんかやっぱ今日なんかなんだ
Hyperdrive. I don't actually know the name of it. I don't even know if it's in this game at all. I don't know that much about KOF 2002.
第20回ぐらいの
98 had EX supers.
感じがするんだけ
Andy.
ど。
Alright, let's see him. Let's see the fireballs. Oh, he's jumping.
今の
Oh, there's a Shoryu.
いいよね。今のも20回だな。まあいいや。行きましょう。
Does he have fireballs in this game? This man's going in. He doesn't need fireballs.
さあもうトッキーさんは後がない状態ですが、ウィップね、ほんとでかいパス当てるの難しいからきついでしょうね。ちょっと遠い。うまい。不確認っぽいね今の。あ、これヤッホーさんパッとのじゃ全一の
Lead Andy. It's Kim.
それをゴーさんに伝えたら
See that roll? I know about that roll. You roll onto someone's hitbox on their wake up. And then it's really hard to react to which side you're on.
何だったんだろう。
Like, depending on the pixel, you'll land on either the right side or the left side.
フュージョンキング。あー、鋭い。ギリギリで裏に回った感じです。
Oh, that was cool as fuck. That combo just kept going.
さあ徐々にアンティに抑えてしまっていますが、
That's sweet. Andy's low D is nice and big and kind of safe.
なかなか捉えられない。打っていく。
That stand B looks kind of nice.
足払いさせて。
There's so few normals in KOF. You've just got a really good chance that all of your normals are going to be useful for something.
K ダッシュでアインが出なくて
Characters are very compact in KOF, and I like that a lot.
NA が出るみたいなやつですよね今の。よくある。
In Street Fighter, there's always a little bit of fluff. It's rare that a normal is truly useless, but there are a lot of normals that are only useful in very specific scenarios. In KOF, you got a whopping 8 normals,
ゲットしている。
plus some command normals.
でかい。
And command normals are a much bigger deal in this game than Street Fighter. because of the canceling hierarchy.
それでも郷さんは落ち着いてあまり前に出ず、NC
So the chances of your command normal being useful are basically guaranteed. At least be useful for something.
続いてバイスもしているかな。しぶってき投げフィニッシュ。
Vice is a grappler.
あそこ飛べ
Pretty sure that was a command grab.
郷さんが追い詰めて対象キング。
She's got that little pull-in thing, which I think is not a command grab. But it's neat anyway. King of Street Fighter.
ヤストさんの動きがだいぶ
Got your fireballs and your double fireballs and your... Maybe not an uppercut per se, but...
流れは完全にホウさんか。仏の号。3連続。
Doesn't she have like a... Is she not doing the follow-up for Oki? Or does that one not have a follow-up? This one has a follow-up. That was the follow-up. I don't know if the slidey one has a follow-up. Command grab plus follow-up is a pretty cool mechanic. Clark has a lot of that. Shermie has it too.
ハピネス教河野です。師匠がやられたとなればね、やっぱり。
Clark is a pretty great grappler. His visual design is simplistic but not bad. But his gameplay design is fantastic.
さあ、大門。クラーク。
Oh, did we just get it? We got a Clark.
大門クラークって選びたくなるんだよ。
And a Daimon. This guy wants to toss you.
確かに。最後にえげつないキャラが入ってる。
Orochi Shermie too.
えげつない
And Nameless.
これはまさに。さあ、しかしアンディクラーク。
So does Andy actually not have a fireball in this
クラー
game?
クうまっ。アンディクラークはね。
What's the deal with Nameless?
もう大変ですよ。
Is that K49 or is that someone else? Are they different people? I forget who's who.
愛知か。さあ、ワンチャンスも。与えてしまったか。
Oh, he got his little dash move to go out the wrong way due to the roll. Unfortunate. Daimon is one of those characters who's been there since the beginning and is also like on the main character squad. So they've had a lot of time to iron out all his normals.
名前に恥じる。
Same with like Kiyoori or characters like that.
いいから、これはまあ、うまっ。マジで。足払いと勝負。
That down towards C. That stand D. That low B.
やっている。
Daimon normals are awesome. Let's jump C, I think.
勢いもありますね。味を占めている。
Yeah, show me a command grab though. Just toss him.
止めないと。
Oh, look at that. Love that shit. Counter hit, air blowback attack for Daimon gives you a wall bounce.
今の方がたまんのか
For
な。
most characters, it gives you a juggle state, but for Daimon, it gives you a wall bounce juggle state. Oh, there we go.
こう掴んで。
I love his fucking run sound effect. It's been like that every game.
うまいな。あれ
Cute little combo.
うまいですね。こう一発掴んで。
We're seeing like no supers at all, except like the occasional anti-air
す
super.
ごいな。
I'm guessing that combos don't convert very easily into supers.
チームだよね、多分。
There's no special into super in this game, right? So you just gotta do normal, normal super or normal, normal special. You gotta make that decision really fast in your combo.
わかるところあるね。ここ当たってしまう。あやこさんもここで止める気満々といった構えですね。アッパーでなんとか回避。練習。出た。あれほんとうまいな。さあですよピンチ。師匠が隣で見守る中、最後は投げられてしまう。俺っぽい弟子、さすが弟子だと。その話でちょっとヤクさんとそういうなんか一個ネタがあるんだけど、ヤクさんに怒られそうなんでやめておきましょう。
The super system is so different in CVS2.
さあアンディキング。
Yeah, I was gonna say they could just be conserving their meter for the neutral
あ
stuff,
あいうなんだろうな、まあ、だいぶ
since super doesn't seem to add that much damage to a punish anyway, or a combo, rather. In Street Fighter, you're doing special into super, so usually the super is just kind of happening at a place where there wouldn't really be anything else. It's like there's no other thing you could do after like Ryu, like Stand Fierce DP, except it's like end in super or end in nothing.
からは相当きついですね。
But in KOF, with no like special into super,
しまい
you know, the special is lost damage. So the damage difference between normal into special and normal into super is going to be different. Not as bad. Not as a huge difference. So you probably just want to use the supers that have neutral properties. Like supers that anti-air. Supers that go through fireballs, perhaps. Supers that have invincibility.
そうだな。そうですね、まあ何かやらなきゃいけない状況なんで、ああいう暴れ潰しもね、かかりやすい状況ですよね。さあ、5番を刻みつつ、完全に大山ペース。
Same as Andy player though. Andy OCB. Looking a lot like it.
さあ、こ
Oh
れ
yeah, it
も
is Arrow VR.
ですよね。
Wow. What a good name.
すげえな。
This man knows what he likes.
はい、OK です。それでは始めていきましょう。
Let's give ourselves some 98.
さあこの怖くね。
Right, someone link me some CVS2. But make it good, make it some good shit.
印象強い。
But I don't mean tournament footage. Show me some Japanese stuff. Well, it can be tournament footage, I don't care. I don't even care if it's Japanese, actually. Just give me some good shit. I don't want a famous
なる
match.
ほど。
I want just general high quality.
はい、いいですね、キッコーさんの前で。
Hopefully with lots and lots of matches.
いいですね、このランダムの
Chizuru looks nasty, dude. Chizuru looks genuinely very unfun to fight against. Throw clones at you and shit.
タロキさん、千鶴は確かに
She's got like amazing super,
練習した時期が確かあったので
amazing special moves, really good normal range. So those clones, like you can hit them, but eventually they dissipate, and she can do them so that either she's the clone or she's the original,
確かに強いです
based
ね
on where you end.
まあキング
But
が
like
ちょっ
as
と
long as both of them on the screen, they can both take
キ
damage.
ャラと言えると思うんだよね。おま
So you can't like, there's no actual guess on which one's the real one. They're both the real one. But she can still end up in two radically different positions.
うまい。さあ、端に集めているが、これが冷たいガキャン。
I think this game is Orochi, Team Orochi, clan leaders, and Daimon are like the really busted characters. GameSpot versus. Some good shit. Pre-Evo Japan. This sounds like good. Let's just jump somewhere wild in the middle of it. I think I see a Blanca. What do you know? Who leads Blanca? I hear Blanca some good shit. I never see A-Groove Sagat. Does he suck?
取って取って
T-Groove. He parried the first two hits.
さあ飛びが通った
Blanca you see in A-Groove and C-Groove quite a lot. You can even see like K-Groove Blanca.
あ
Blanca like probably works in any tier.
あれ対空
And any
対空かどうかわかんないんですよ僕も
A-Groove seems to be the best one for him.
落ちる時と落ちない時はあるんですよこのタイミングなのかな
Rolento.
そうですねいやー
Oh yeah, that's right. My bad.
ゲームランクはロレン
I
コ
forgot.
ただまあ小ジャンプテイクの方があるからねワンチャンはあります
It's a different aspect
そうそう
ratio.
そうそう今しっかりブロッキングされるときはサブをお
That guard bar though. Watch out. That sweep is about to be real dangerous in a sec. We're on to a sweep.
でもいい頑張ってるよロレント
Here it comes. Oh, that activate was good. He can kill here, can he?
と この人これう
One
まいん
more?
だよね
No, not even one more. He didn't have time.
あれた
So he used hard kick instead.
あれ立ちガードしてたら確定
That
で
was
しょ
cool. Poor Minsk and Asian.
最速で下段通し出してれば、しゃがみガード間に合わないです。
ですよねそう時間停止に食らっちゃうんだよね
そう空中にいるのに時間で一緒に下段食らうっていうね。
I like the parry aspect of P Groove, but the super aspect just looks very, very uninteresting. You just have the level 3 supers and that's it. You just have one of them.
難しい
That's really not, you know, it's not very good or interesting.
さあしかしあー遠い
あ、届かない。
お
お、いいですね。
珍しく空振りましたねおーっと
通りが通れ。さあ、ここでバルログをギガンで仕留めた。
柔らか
流れの中に
す
全部振りましたね。
ごい柔らかいいやーこのベが強いんだよ
Yeah, K Groove seems like a better parry groove than P Groove is.
あとはバリ
It's nice that both of them, it's nice they did two grooves like that.
あー危ねえわ
さあ、壊したパターンつまあ、ギがないとね、あれ
そうですね
で終わっちゃうの悲しいところですね、ギガールは。
ーおー
That parry,
ブロッキングする。
that's pretty neat.
投げられて、これは
At the very least, even if it's a bad groove, it looks like it has a high skill ceiling.
ねえ
Parries are more rewarding than just defense if memory serves. You have a lot more, like, plus frames. Oh, it's over. Paint the fence. Paint that fence! Paint the fence!
いやー、やっぱオリコン、書き出すポイントがね、
ね
わかんないですね、あれ。
なかなか駆読しないですからね
Shit.
ただあまり駆読しないんでこの人結構困ってたんじゃないですかね
はい、タオルピロ式どうぞ。
キクさん
いい勝負だったんですけどね、ピール。違うの。でしょうね。
お
さあ、ピロシさんもね、負けないでほしい、これは。
ピューチやべ
いやー、体育波動拳。
ピューリやべ
That was tricky. Surprised he ended up on the side he did. Level 2 supers are so neat. That's like my favorite part of C Groove.
ちょっとしゃがんで待ってねえから。
I love seeing like a fucking that level 2 firewall super into medium or into Tatsu or whatever. That's neat. That's cool.
うわー乗ってるこれめんどくさいモードだ
Ryu looks pretty neat in this game.
あ怖い怖い怖い
It's weird as fuck seeing KoF characters with like normals they didn't have because they just had to buffer out like all the
回ってもき
you
まし
know
たね
normal animations. They had to make new normals for all the KoF characters.
おあ
大きく出なかった。
Something about Ryu's sprite is a little weird to me. This
ー
forward jump animation.
ちょっとずれましたね
Something about that. It looks there's something about Ryu that's just not quite right in this
非常
game.
客を
まあ、非常客でもいいんだ
It looks like he's kind of he's maybe he's carrying his weight too far forward.
なるほどねなるほどね
Like he's always leaning in for all his animations.
キムではちょっと対処がめんどくさそう
竜巻の処理めんどくさそうですね。
There's something that doesn't quite look like classic Ryu.
あ今体育出そうとしたっぽい
Got him.
さあ、何かのミスでしょうね。リバサ中段やってましたよ。
あれはねなんかミスると出るんですよ
何かミスで出るんだ。やばい、倒れるよが止まんない。
いやーこれねサガト戦もうまいよ
Necro Sagat has a real chance of making a comeback, but he needs to play super well.
タオちゃんのね、竜にね、下手な。
Necro Sagat's pretty nasty.
ないと思う。
He's got to go through another Anchor Sagat to do it, so.
かっこいいんだよねおおしゃれ全キャン
Sagat's like top 1, right?
全キャン
Just like Sagat and Blanca. Blanca.
あれ意外と空中がされても反撃いないんですよ。
C Sagat, K Sagat,
さあ、中継は C
C Blanca, A Blanca,
あ取って
maybe K Blanca too.
あ、クロス入らなかった。
あ
あ、強気のクロスハンディングが。
あー
Tricky.
まだ
That's that meaty roll mix up. Doing it again.
あ、打っていく。
あ
着中。あ、縛れ、そこでダ
Tricky.
ーやめかあ
Oh, this is over, isn't it?
ー見切られたー
Pretty neat little juggle there.
あーいやでも
The down down punch or whatever, down down kick. However you do that move.
勝ったのはタオル。ないから。1P が効くずっと。
Oh, that's like a K Groove team. He's not even running K Groove. Cammy, Chun-Li, Sagat, aren't those characters good as fucking K? Whoa, I got messaged on Slack. Or I didn't get messaged, I got an, new update. I don't even see anything new. That's not even an at me. Go away, Slack.
洋介さんとジャックさん次試合なんでジャックスタンバってみましょう。ジャックさんどこにいる？いた。洋介のジャックさん次ジャックしといてください。そして画面に戻して。
Slack sometimes it just opens. It's like, hey, I feel like being open right now.
なんか今後でもミスったんでしょう。
No notifications, no anything. It's just like, it just wants to see what I'm doing. I only use Slack for sure you can.
レシオに C チュンリー中継シフト。さあ前期お花ねじ込んでいく。
Studley in the stage. I don't see him, but I feel like he could be here.
さあゲンキックキャプレス。
Oh.
しかしチュンリーもなんか違う技出してて反撃になった。
I kind of want to read the tier list just a little bit. See what's up. Oh, this is D44 BAS. Wait, timeout. Oh, wow. He best teams, not even characters, teams. I've heard that A is good against K. Like A counterpicks K, and K is otherwise like a pretty good groove. Whew. Basic God is a thing. Oh no, never mind, I misread this. I see. Counter characters. So Hibiki in these beats Sagat apparently. I understand. This is pretty neat. Top 5 easy to use characters. And Iori. Or see Iori. Kami, Blanca, Rock, and Yamazaki. I didn't know Hibiki was that good in A groove. I see the others a lot in A groove. Is Boxer in this game? Is he shit? I can't think of ever seeing Boxer.
さあ対空したアレビ落ちる。あの砂掛けの空振りはね、あれわざとだと思います。さあここでレシリチュンリが死んでしまう。これはほぼ大量リードか。さあキック大将レシオ1の C サート。レイドもミスる。これは
That was Tiger Raid or whatever. I haven't seen that super in ages.
さあ足したいけ。
That's the other one. Sagat classically has Tiger, whatever, Genocide, I guess? Yeah, Tiger Genocide, Tiger Raid, and then he's got 2 Fireball Supers.
さあジャメダが砂がヘル使い。めくりっぽくても落ちる。
Team Shadaloo sounds kind of fun.
ヘル使い。
Pick 3 out of 4 Shadaloo characters.
前提をなんとか止めたからね。
Just pick A Dictator, A Claw, and A Boxer. That's a cool team.
できる信じて諦めてない。
I don't know if he has Tiger Genocide in this game.
そこでキャノン出してるのはちょっとかっこ悪い。
I think he's got all 4 supers in Alpha, and I wouldn't be surprised if he had the same supers in this game as in Alpha.
勝っちゃった。
Is that Niori?
やるね
I think Iori's supposed to be one of the better KOF side, right?
そうルーダーズ
さあこの洋介さん、
どうした？
さあお互い多分この2人は情報がないというかお互い知らないんじゃないでしょうか。普段どこでやられてることなのか。
Not enough fighting games with both Ken and Iori.
あえて取れる
This
と
is
ころ
it. This is what I'm here for.
さあリードし
I'm
てい
here
る
for
の
this
は
particular matchup.
洋介さん。
I want to see some fiery uppercuts. Look at the respect they're paying each other. Fighter is seriously lacking on the ground traveling fireballs.
多分おそらくこの辺じゃないでしょうからね。さあ見えない。
It's not like you have that many in KF, I guess.
安かった
You got like Terry, and then Iori and Kyo, and that's like almost it.
さあジャックさんがいい。
Street Fighter, you got fucking Jury.
うまい。反応が早い。
Maybe Sagat. Or Remy, depending on whether you count them.
さあ使わない。おおおお。さあ体力が若干。
You can say a lot of nice or a lot of horrible things about NetherRealm games. But one thing I will say about MKX in particular is that the fucking sound effects are... They're very unique. In a very good way. They went really hard about... Like, there's no like sound direction with the sound effects, I feel. They just like tried to find like weird sounds that sounded like what you were seeing. Like the mechanical sound effect whenever Triborg gets hit or whenever he hits you is like spectacular. Yeah, ground traveling fireballs are kind of built around Hop, aren't they? Joe Higashi has fireballs that travel along the ground technically.
嫌な前で、いやーなんか洗練された動きですね。
しかもちょくちょくなんか壊し電気やってますよね
そう、うまいんですよさっきから。
MKX has goat sound
そう
effects.
そうそう。ダイレクトのコンボ精度も高いんですよね。
さあ攻めていく
MKX is pretty great at a competitive level, I feel. You saw a lot of character variety actually.
何か大きなものが入ったら大量移動して
Especially by XL, like almost every variation of almost every character is quite functional.
硬い、動きが硬い。あ、いい意味でね。お
ああブロブロキャノスパイク
さあ今、裏表が見えなかったかなんか暴れちゃったかどっちか。
Some of my favorite fighting games, to be
いい
honest.
ところで出しましたね
I've logged more hours into it than almost any other
そうそうそう。
non-Capcom fighting game.
キャニーとしては残業したい。
It's probably number one of all non-Capcom fighting games for me.
ゲージを
洋介さんとしては早くこのキャミを倒してね一騎手に持ち込みたい
ゲージ貯めさせたくないですからね。おお、
さあ上ネオが当たる
飛び道具ですね、あの技。
Is that geese in the back?
あれネオが対空にもなっちゃったのがやばいですね
やばい。
判定強すぎる
絶対メリケンとか握ってますね。
全権立ちで読みたいな
Pairing fireballs is probably a pretty decent way of building some meter.
さあゲージゲージないとちょっ
I
と
wonder how much meter you actually get from parries. I'm gonna try and look for
そう
one.
ですねジャクソンとしてはねどうやってゲージをね
Look for some parry.
早く貯めてデッドに打ち込むかみたいな
There's one. Didn't look like it built a whole lot. Looked like it built the same amount as blocking.
あ、
さあブロ取って
お
前提は止める前提処理いいですね
おっと、
さあレベル2グランドキャノン
Nice.
デッドに
It's not dead, is it? That's gonna do a shit ton. It really killed.
あー倒した
勝負強い。
技術火力ありますね
そうですね。
勝ったのはジャックさん
いやでも洋介さんも振り向きしたけ
I
ど。
guess it was level 3 super. Did an ass ton.
洋さんと無限さん。
Is that a rock? That's neat. Nakaruru. Bog standard team on the right. Double K groove. It's a very K team.
デソラさんです。
He's just defends. He got super so early. Oh no, this is gonna do so much. Never mind.
ガードされるときはジャイケン出てない。
Watch out, dude. That's got us deadly for the next 3 seconds. Oh my god! Where was the super?
あおー
That was bad. That would have like fucked Geese up. It was a bad time to get a super.
あー様子を見たら
Yes, I did see Spire remake. I've only played a little bit of 2 and 3. So I'm super excited to finally play them.
お
Herb.
もうあすごいよく見てる。あれガードする人ほとんどいないんですけど、あ今レイドが出てれば、今起き上がりレイドが出てれば当たってたと思いますけどね。ただでも怒らせて体力も減らしたんでサガットの手は仕事してますね。なんでかわかんないですけど、レアブツベの後ってものすごくダウン回避取りにくいんですよね。
Necro looks like she has baby normals in this game. Oh, what a bad punish.
欲張った欲張った。
She looks like she actually has child limbs.
おお
This is a game where big normals are quite good.
ちょっと
Still looked okay
説明
though.
できないんですけど、
Cute.
ガオリズムが炸裂してよくわかんないけど勝ってます。
That pink Blanco looks a little gross. Looks like he just hatched.
追い詰められるとブランカは切り返しがちょっと厳しいんで、ナクルルみたいなキャラに追い詰められるとちょっとめんどくさい。
Does that bird actually have a cooldown?
デソロさん
You have to like wait for it to like get back to you before you can toss it again. It takes a little while to follow you around. I wonder if you like do the bird toss from the bird being in different places. Causes it to have different starting hitboxes.
体力は半分、まあキャラ差はやっぱちょっとブランカの方が強いと思うんですけど。
How about that neutral jump fierce though? He's got that in Street Fighter 5.
ああよく見てる。高いと入れていく。中足なんで一人目にはできないんだ。
One thing I liked about MKX rebalances is they weren't afraid to give characters serious overhauls.
ダイレクト、おったらまあチャンスありますよ。ダイレクト圏内じゃないですか。あ、怒りレージがなくなって惜しかったですね。ダイレクトが出てればってところあります。勝ったのは、デソラーさん。また当たった。ガオさんか。
Is that a fucking Zangief?
始まりました。
I don't know if I've ever seen Zangief in this game at all.
あー番号でやってんのね。
I don't think I've ever seen Honda either. No, I've seen Honda in this game.
さあ
I'm
ストー
calling
ンファイト
common.
始まりました。
I think I've seen him. Don't think I've ever seen Zangief in this game.
ライさんと大地さん、ライさん大地さん試合なんでじゃんけんして
Let me think. A game where Sagat is not that good.
準決勝
No. I think Sagat's been really good in every single game he's ever been in.
おー
He's not in Third Strike.
ゴーさんと無限さん。ゴーさんがこの間のこの間の恨みをもう忘れた。
しかしこれまた相対力の差が広いな
すごいね。
2倍ぐらいあるんじゃないのこれ
ダルシムの体
Sagat's an EX and he's quite strong.
だって無限さん体力ってみんななんか
ね。
体力低いようなイメージ
Or maybe he's not that strong.
もう見るからになんかガンジーの
Yeah, he's good in Cross Tekken.
あの一応イオリと同じ
He's not like amazing, but he's good.
ただ傷質が低いから体力低いって思われがちなんですよね
でピヨった後のおうまい
The Crystal Bit Super.
あっと
あ
Is that a
隙
taunt?
あらば
Bully.
隙あらばあくびをする
しかも今ちょうど怒りゲージが
That Crystal Bit Super looks near useless,
切
dude.
れる瞬間っていう
It's such a strange super. It's been the same like for like
何も損することない
it's been the same for dozens of games. But it's such a weird super. Oh, dude. That's why you don't bully. Thank you for running animation.
飛び飛びバニシ
飛び飛びバニシング
飛びあ飛び中足バニシバニシ
Oh. Of course, when you pick Geef, one of your opponents has a fucking
ダルシムって
Dalsim on the team.
ピオンの回復が非常に早いんでしたっけ遅いんで
It's
すか
not fair.
早い
早い方ギースと一緒
It looks like Dalsim normals can actually be beaten by a human in this game.
ピオリ安いけど多分飛びから入れようとすると回復されちゃったりするんですよ
そうそうそうそう
like impossible to counter poke Dulcim normals in every single fucking game.
やる気が違う。
当てる気満々でしたね。
あれがましたね。
さあこれ手伸ばしてみる。
おお。
Street Fighter the movie, the game. I don't know tiers for that game for shit. It also doesn't help that not every version of the game is the same.
ダルシムが
あっと。
The Sega Saturn version of that game
突っ込んでます。
was rebalanced by Capcom themselves.
お望み通り言ってやるぜみたいな。
消化させないといけない。2回吐いたけど当たってくれない。
So like the original game was made by like a team that had never made a fighting game before, and it was supposed to be really shitty. But for the Sega Saturn port, Capcom rebalanced the game to be more like ST.
もう一回吐きたかったですね。そうね。
So from what I've heard, the Sega Saturn port of Street Fighter the movie, the game is weirdly good compared to the other ports. I know that Akuma's in Street Fighter the movie, the game, in at least one of the ports, which is really strange because he wasn't in the movie.
ああ、そうです。当たってないんじゃないか。ああ、個人戦か。
個人戦個人戦。
うまいな。
ドミッチャコに走ってしゃがる。
お、しかも高い。
最大ですね。
ああ。死なないんじゃないか。死ぬか。
Paint, 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 paint.
さあ死んだ。
画面端で壊しくなったら死にましたね。コパンか。
死にましたね。コパンから6より
コパンから6より。まだ余裕ありましたからね。
What actually is this? Oh, here we go. People actually playing this game. Oh yeah, 10 out of 10 animations. Oh, I don't like what I just saw. Okay, we got some kind of dramatic battle, Alpha 2. I think. Reverse dramatic battle, isn't it? What the fuck is this? There's 3 of them. Dramatic battle, Street Fighter 2. Oh, they got the infinite. That's an infinite. Oh no. Just keep him in the center. Dramatic battle, so neat. Yeah, that's cool, but I want the Street Fighter the movie. God, this is nasty. This is actually the biggest SF Kuso. By far. World Warrior was less Kuso than this.
ペコマックス。おっとこうハドゥー剣が入っていく。ライオン。あげする。竜巻戦ベル何言ってるか分かんない。何言ってるか分かんない。だからさっぱり分かんない。竜巻変。勝利剣。飛ばない勝利剣。なんかさ、
I don't like what I'm watching.
なんかまっすぐなやつ出せなくね。そうなんかある。
I know that they had
出し方してる人教えてください。
the story mode in this game. You have to play as Gao. What the fuck is happening? Is that a fucking Shinku? Ground pound? Fucking Goro? I like that. They made Honda into Goro. You should have that in other Street Fighter games. I like that more than Hippo. This is very, very disgusting. There's quite a lot of MK spiritually here, isn't there? The motion capture and whatnot. One day I'll make a mocap game.
食らうとさ、ダウンするくせそのダウンを有して100で割いちゃやべえだろう。
God, this looks nasty and unfun. That's so weird, this fucking Goro stomp. Shigu Haru looks like shit too.
右の方でしたね。ホンダワープですね。ホンダワープです。ホンダワープ。おっと、どっからどっから行くんです。僕削り殺せ、ペコマックス。ジャックバックで、ペコマックス1回戦突破。
I want to see a matchup that's not. Oh, there's the roster. Sagat, Ken, Guile, Vega, Ryu, Honda, Chun-Li, Kami, Sawada, who's not a character in any other game. Zangief, I can't really see the bottom because it's cut off even for me. That's M. Bison down there. I guess that's DJ. I can't really tell who this is. And I don't know what the fuck is going on for this guy. No, that's Boxer. I don't see DJ on here at all. Sawada. Who?
足払いかな。おっと開幕もう早々出なかったみたいな。そうそう今出てない感じでしたよね。出ねえって出ねえ。試合会中にうるせえよ。さあソニック、ソニックじゃねえや。サーバースタートだこれ。
Sawada's like the forbidden Street Fighter character.
足払いかな。
He's like truly the one that like, he's the top secret. No one ever thinks about him. People think about fucking Joe and Mike from Street Fighter 1 before they think about Sawada.
ソニックの数数えちゃうよ。ソニックの数数えるか。本当よ。とサマーで落として。サマーで落として。どの辺がツイート。サマー、あ、サマー、ソニック。しっかり打ってんだよ。出てるよ。出てる。なんだ。どうやって出すんだ。ためじゃないのか。
Jean-Claude Van Damme, dude. Is this actually him? This is Jean-Claude. This is the real Jean-Claude Van Damme. Did all this mocap. There's a fighting game where I can play as JCVD, like the real one, and not just Johnny Cage.
今ボムさんは世界的な映画俳優になってますからね。そうそう。ボムだよ。ボム
It looks like him.
バンタムです。ボムバンタムぐらい。ボムバンタム。画面端にバンボムはなります。
That Sonic Boom toss just doesn't look very natural. I don't think he threw a single Sonic Boom in the whole movie. He did do a flash kick though.
澤田が攻め込んでいく。澤田がいい動き。
You did one Hadoken. Guile did one flash kick. Bison did at least one, a couple Psycho Crushers, I think. I think Honda did a 100-hand slap. That's about it. There wasn't a whole lot of actual in-game special moves. 6 a.m. I might go really soon. I might go now. I don't know how much I actually care about this footage, and there's some stuff I want to do. Nice 6 a.m. stuff. And then I probably want to sleep when I'm done with that. Maybe after this one. Yeah, Charlie is Blanca. What is this? This is so stupid. That looked like a punish on hit for that Honda headbutt. Lariat. Just lariat over and over. This is nasty. That was some kind of super. I guess. They use a super meter anyway. Dizzy. That's in the game, I guess. Alright, whatever. This is gross. I'm done. I'm on my way out. I got stuff to do.